Welcome to the Sweet Arts of Fighting Jiu-Jitsu instructional channel with myself, James, and Ryan, taking you through another ankle lock series, this time covering the rotational ankle lock. So something a little different, something you probably haven't seen before, but make sure you check the description. There's a link to the Sweet Arts of Fighting Underground. You can submit your matches for breakdown by Ryan. You can ask Ryan more questions on these instructionals, and there's access to all the strength conditioning programs in there.
Okay, so we're going to go into this rotational ankle lock. I just started doing this because, especially with ankle lock positions, I was always kind of trying to finish this way, and the person's bouncing over my leg and all the stuff. When they bounce over my leg, I was like, well, why can't I just go sit up and go forward and rotate? So this is kind of what we're going to do, is we're going to have our ankle lock position. I'm going to get an ashigarami position. He peels the foot off, and he steps over. As soon as he steps over, I can go forward. Okay, technically I can go forward. Once I get up, I can open up, I cross over, my knee's gonna hit the ground, I'm gonna post up. This is the ideal position for me to be in. Everything's the exact same. I don't have to have perfect ankle lock positioning with my grip here because I'm adding a rotation to the knee. And what it looks like is I bring everything up and I suck everything in and I lean back. And this is what produces the break. There'll be some pressure on the knee, but it'll still certainly you'll feel it in the ankle as well. Plus, there's a lot of pressure on top of the person here. I don't suggest doing this when somebody's just driving forward, into you, and ideally, if I'm here and I go like this and James just keeps coming forward, I want to create distance and try to finish my ankle lock in this direction. But in the event I'm here and he just kind of bounces over, I'm going to sit up, I'm going to post. I'm going to rotate, and here. I reinforce as a pull-up with my opposite arm. I do my Arnold, and then I rotate. My back finishes. My back does all the work. So you can also do this even if I don't go for this from a seated position. I can do this from a standing position. So if we're in an open guard and I'm trying to play around here and I'm trying to pass his guard and I get here, right, and I grab his ankle. You can produce the same thing here. So if I'm here and I'm playing around, I step in, and then I can just cross over and finish. So you can get creative in how you actually use this technique. As a side note, the reason why I started thinking about going forward, it's very useful in all of your jiu-jitsu. If you think about things, I always call it like the cross method. Can you go forward, backward, left, right? So any position that you're playing with, especially your guards, De La Rivas and all this, consider this idea that you can take them left, because usually we get fixated on going one direction. We can go left, we can go right, we can take them back, we can take them over our head. It's the same thing here with the ankle lock. I could go left, I can certainly go back, I can go right, and I can go forward. So once I started applying this kind of concept to my jiu-jitsu, things got a lot more interesting, and I was able to get a little more creative. So this is kind of how I started to do this, set up this ankle lock. So let's do it from this angle here. And again, it can be from a very standard ankle lock position, ashigarami position. He bounces over the leg. And as he bounces over, I retract my knee, I post, and I start to sit up. And as I'm sitting up, I rotate my knee across, and I create a post. Once I have the post, I reinforce, I do my Arnold, and then I'm leaning back. I'm leaning back this direction. So there should be a lot of weight on James here. Okay, so, and all the pressure builds up pretty quick on the ankle and the knee. So this is another good strategy, a good tool you can use instead of just trying to fight the ankle lock going backwards. Go forward with the ankle lock. And again, if this fails, if for some reason you're not getting it and you pass here and you get like this and you start to sit up, there's no reason why I can't actually technically switch to heel hooks. I can actually just let it go and try to go into a pass. Okay, this is something you could be creative with and play with. The last thing I'll say is consider the idea that leg locks actually improve your passing. There's an old saying that your passing sucks if all you do is leg locks. It's like, well, sure, that's true, I suppose, but once you actually start to have a really good understanding of leg locks, you can actually use them to pass the guard. Just to give one quick example of that from the ankle lock position. If I have an outside ankle lock, okay, and I'm playing around here, and I sit up and I start trying to attack the leg. If I transfer this ankle lock, let's say I go from, I'm playing around, I transfer the ankle lock to the outside. Well, if I'm doing an ankle lock with the leg on the inside, this is a pass. Okay, so if at any time I'm playing around here and I'm doing this stuff and I scoop the leg and I try to go to an ankle lock right here and I shoot in and I'm going for an ankle lock, well, I've passed the guard. Okay, meaning I've done some of the hard work of getting to the outside of his body. I mean, I haven't fully passed it. Obviously, I have to have upper body connection, but I have essentially landed into a leg drag position. If James defends this and he starts to pull away or turn or whatever, if he turns, I'm coming up here and I'm ending up into a leg drag position. Okay, even if he turns towards me, we're in a leg drag position. Okay, I have the potential to pass. I just want to point that out because there was somewhat of a misconception, I think, that if you start doing leg locks, your passing is going to suck. Not true. It'll actually improve your passing as long as you look to put them together. Okay. That being said, I think you do have to focus a lot on leg locks to learn them. You really have to hyper focus on them. I did it for years and years and years, and all I did was leg locks. It was really annoying. But once I understood them and got pretty good at them, my passing actually became a lot better because I could enter into the legs, I could go to a pass, I can attack the back, I can transfer the legs to one of the 9 positions to actually get to a pass. So just consider that when you're doing your leg locks, that it's not just trying to do a leg lock. You can also search for paths to get to the back or to pass.